Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man. And today I'm going to talk to you all about Atacamite. So this is one of the most beautiful, unusual, rare, just amazing crystals ever. And this is one of the New Age crystals. What's a New Age crystal? It's a crystal of the New Age. It's a relatively new crystal that only comes from one place in the world. Well, it actually comes from other places as well, but I like getting Atacamite from Chile. I just added a necklace of Atacamite to my website. I do have bracelets of it as well, but it's better when worn on the upper chakras because it's closer to the third eye, because Atacamite forces open your third eye. Oh, I heard you're not supposed to do that. I heard that's not good. Well, Atacamite's a sophisticated crystal. Atacamite is wonderful because it forces open your third eye in the sense that it does it in a friendly, safe, and a cautious way. So let's just say, what's a good example? Now, if you're at the gym and you missed maybe a year of working out, but you worked out before, maybe you just haven't worked out at all, but there's one machine that is just basically covers, and there's no machine like this at all. There's one machine, and we're talking about a hypothetical machine. There's one machine that works out your entire body at once and catches you up to wherever you're supposed to be at. Just think of Atacamite like that. I know there's no magical gym equipment like that, unless they come out with one after I just say it, which that would be a very tough machine, but Atacamite is not a very tough stone on you, but it is a very powerful third eye opener. If you're someone who wants to know if your third eye is opening or open, work with Atacamite. After you work with this crystal, and the backside is just regular, but this is the mineral content, the good part of the Atacamite, which is the third eye opener. It's pretty straightforward. It's going to open your third eye. You're going to know if, basically, when you have Atacamite, any blockages that you might have, may it be of the third eye, the crown chakra, anything of the higher chakras, it's going to force it open. It's going to be like a battering ram, and you're going to know where you're at in your spiritual development and your spiritual journey after working with Atacamite. If Atacamite doesn't open your third eye, then no other crystal will. But the thing is, your third eye, there's several reasons. I'll talk about that in another video. What might close your third eye? Sugar. I mean, you do have to cut out sugar when working with Atacamite. That can prevent, there's can be certain things that can cause your third eye to close. Like lots of sugar, your pineal gland will calcify your third eye, and your third eye will just be like completely blocked. You can put turmeric over your forehead, and the turmeric actually vacuums out the Atacamite, and I mean it vacuums out the sugar in your third eye. Several things like just different metals and just different things you go through in your life. Limiting beliefs can block your third eye big time. If you believe like that the third eye doesn't exist, and it exists. Scientifically, spiritually, the third eye exists. But there's several different things that can block your third eye. You can be your own blockage, your food can be your blockage, but with most case scenarios, Atacamite will force that open and force open past the third eye blockages. So basically, after you use Atacamite, everyone's different. It depends which gifts you were naturally born with. So real Atacamite is very rare and very challenging to get. If you have a source, well, I have a source directly from Chile. I know the people at the mines. It's wonderful to have. But the thing with Atacamite is, once you start using it, the reason I said you're gonna know where you're at is because it forces it open, but not uncomfortably. It forces it open beautifully. So a lot of people, they'll start seeing colors for the first time ever. Like when they close their eyes, they'll start to see violets and blues and just different things. They'll see faces, and just, for most people, Atacamite will be what activates your natural gifts. Now, what happens when you use Atacamite and you don't notice anything? It means your third eye is open and your gifts are already open, but you might not have the gifts naturally that you wish to have. So basically, some people after having Atacamite, they're like, why can't I see the future? Or why am I not seeing rainbows when I close my eyes? That's something that you have to work towards opening, which can only be opened by God, which can only be opened by your guides. You can't go around God when it comes to your spiritual gifts. They come from Him. A little secret is our gifts are not even our gifts. They are channeled to us by our guides. That's one thing that's a secret, that man has so much ego. The reason most of you fully lose your gifts is because you think your gifts are all of yours. Like, oh, these are my gifts. I can do whatever I want. And your guide, who's actually channeling the gift, doing the gift through you, is looking at you like, okay, I'll let this person think that, but the second you start trying to do bad with it, your gifts are gone for good. The guide is like, I'll never give this person the gifts again. They try to hurt someone. Same thing with, like, let's just say you have the gift of clairvoyance. You see visions, and you use the gift to do nothing but gossip and nothing but just spill tea on people, and just using it to harm people and causing just trouble. I mean, they might forgive you once or twice. They're like, okay. And then people are like, why are my gifts gone? Why are they gone? And I'm like, what were you doing with the gifts? Oh, I was with the girls at the hair salon, and I just told them the truth. I'm like, you're starting drama. And your guides are the ones passing you the gifts. And they're somewhat responsible, but they're not going to be kept. Beings of light, your guides, your ancestors, your angels who pass you the gifts and channel the gifts to you, because you're not doing it by yourself. Like people reading tarot, if you're not connecting to a guide, you're just reading cards. You're just looking at pictures on a card. Anyone can look at a picture on a card and just read the thing offline and just tell you what it means. But you have to be connected to a set of guides or a specific guide for your gifts to open. So some of you already are, and you don't even know it, because we're already friends with a guy in the afterlife before we came in, before this carnation, not the flower, before this lifetime. So your gifts, your guide already knows you. I mean, your spirit guide, maybe it could be anyone, because we all have different guides. It really depends. Some of you will notice some people are just born with all different gifts of one area and they don't have gifts in another area. So for example, someone will be able to fully see visions, fully hear all the voices of their angels. They'll fully, but they will lack gifts in other areas, just because we're not all 100% perfect. Some people are born with all the gifts, but some people they have to work towards the gift. And like I said, that can only be done by God and through your creator. I mean, through the creator and through your angels and through your guides. There we go. That's how your gifts can open. Some places of your life, how do I say this? You'll notice the gifts just kind of snap open because your guides are like, okay, they're ready. Or a lot of you lose their gifts when you're young because you say, I like, these gifts are too much. I don't, just take them away. And then the guide who's channeling your gifts while they were active and open, kind of like a muscle, just stops, and then that muscle stops getting used, and then now you don't have the gift anymore, but you can get it back if your guide decides to. Most importantly, if God lets you have the gift back, and if you work towards it, like sharpen it. And it's kind of like using a leg machine every single week, and then you're like, I cannot take this leg machine anymore, and now there's no leg machine. Now you have no leg muscle because the leg machine was giving you the muscles. I hope you guys get this analogy. But back to Atacamite, because I just told you all about how gifts operate. This crystal, anything that's there, it's going to open. And you have to use it for good, or it's going to be taken. If you're not connecting to God, your gifts can just fade. If you're not acknowledging the Most High, if you're not showing gratitude for your gifts and gratitude for your guides being there, because they put in a lot of effort, and you can't even see them. Most people can't even see them. Most people don't have communication with them, and they just do it out of love and out of goodness, and they see that it makes you happy, and that it makes them happy to see you happy, and it brings them joy, so they keep channeling the gifts. So your gifts will be fully opened by the Creator. But if for any reasons, any spiritual reason in your body, Atacamite will help unlock those gifts. Like I said, you're gonna have to change your diet. This resonates with the third eye. You can't be eating sugar all the time and want your third eye open, because Like if you eat heavy amounts of sugar like every day, I mean once a week, okay. But if you're just doing it every single day, you're fully calcifying your third eye unless you're not actively cleansing it. It's still not even a good idea to drink. I mean, eat or drink that much sugar. But this is one of the most beautiful crystals ever. And in in my meditations on Atacamite, this was introduced to the world recently because some people are so behind in their spirituality, especially at whatever age that they're at, that God put this on earth. And he said, okay, I'm going to give them a little something to catch up. Like, okay, this is that gym machine that hasn't existed until now, just so you can catch up with the rest of the people working out. Maybe you might not be the, how do I say this? I love my analogies that I make for you guys. You might not be number one immediately, but this will help catch you up. This is a catch-up stone. If you've been looking up online, because all of you guys want to know, how do I open my third eye? Amethyst is good. Amethyst will do it slowly. Lapis lazuli will do it slowly. This does it like, okay, time to open. Open sesame. Look at the color of the stone. This is just so beautiful. There's so many different just minerals in the ground mixing it to make one new mineral. And that does happen with Mother Nature as well. So let's just say, a good example is when you have smoky quartz in the ground and then you have amazonite in the ground, and they start mixing together, but when they come together, their energies are not just smoky quartz and they're not just amazonite. They're not even smoky quartz and amazonite next to each other. Now, these two energies are working together when they grew with each other, so now it has a new energy that surpasses amazonite and smoky quartz, if that makes sense. This is the same thing. It has so many different minerals in it, and its goal is to come together to open your third eye and catch you up. If you're lagging behind in your spiritual journey, if you want to finally tap into something, let's see it, because this will only work for people who are genuinely good people. If you're a bad person trying to open your gifts, it's not going to happen like that. So don't even try it. Like, if you're a person who is not good and really bad in nature and you try to open your gifts, you're going to open something else. But I might make another video on that another time. But assuming people who watch my channel are good people, don't go out. You can't use crystals to curse people. You can't use crystals to hex people. If anything, they'll just work against you, and then you'll have a little surprise that you've never thought you ever encountered. But crystals are very vicious against negative energy. Any negative energy within you, Atacamite will do its best to get rid of. You have to work with the energies of the crystal. I can feel the crystal in my forehead as I hold it. I'm probably going to put some Atacamite in my hair after this. I have to rearrange the way I do some of my crystals because so many crystals are just coming from my hair. Like, this is K2. Okay, let's pull this one out on video. No bloopers here. I'll have to talk about K2 next because it's one of the most beautiful crystals ever, but this is K2. Real K2. Most of it's fake. K2 should kind of fade over time. That's just the nature of K2. Now, no other crystal compares to Atacamite. And the difference between like another crystal like K2 or Atacamite is that Atacamite, it's specific. It's very specific. It is the third eye opener. That's its main function. It can do a few other things. It has wealth properties. It has different other attraction properties, but that's just mainly due to its other mineral contents. Like it's green and it's blue. Yeah, it can help you with your heart chakra and speak your truth, but this is specific to the third eye. Atacamite is very random looking. Atacamite does not all look the same. It's very different. It's just a very exotic, wild crystal. It's just one of the most beautiful crystals ever. If you haven't gotten Atacamite before, I don't know if I'll ever sell raw pieces like this. I like having these around because it reminds me where they came from and how they get in bead form. But I have Atacamite as a necklace on my website. I have it as a bracelet on the website. I will add more of it. It could be very challenging to get good Atacamite. And as jewelry, and I should say this right now, Atacamite does seem to lose its shine over time just because it's real Atacamite has a mineral content such as malachite, so it'll get kind of dull. but you can actually revive the dullness with just by taking a smidge of olive oil, just rubbing it in, and now it's very shiny again, and it's going to be shiny for the next few weeks until this oils from your skin. Because remember, it's working on your skin through osmosis on the physical side, and spiritually, it's working through you from your aura and because they act like Wi-Fi. But if you have any questions about Atacamite, ask them in the comment sections. Until then, I will see you guys next time. Ciao!